Hello, and welcome to Historic Coaster Foundation News. We have another construction update on the Joker at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom by California Coaster Kings. The second swooping drop has been completed, as well as the zero-G Stalin version. Construction has now started on the banking wave turn, which will hopefully be completed this week. In other news, we have an update on the renovation of the Revolution at Six Flags Magic Mountain from Park Journey, as they were given a behind-the-scenes tour of the renovation. Let's check it out.
Hey everybody, Greg from ParkJourney.com here. So we're going to try something a little bit different today. We went out and did a tour of New Revolution today at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and we figured we'd try to do something a little different along with Matt's great pictures. We're going to do a walkthrough of the tour on video. So I'm not going to edit the audio or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and let it fly, and I'm watching it, and I'll just go ahead and narrate as we're going along. So anyway, we just walked in through the wall, and you can see here that they're doing a lot of work. A lot of rocks are over to your right there to be set up through the queue and through the ride. Not sure exactly where they're going to put that. There's a lot of landscaping going on, as you can very well see. Towards the middle of the screen there, you can see that they are working on the track, some welding going on, some new wood, things like that. As we pan over to the right, you'll see the end helix that was recently painted. That looks really great in the white and blue there. As we look beyond that to Tattoo, you can definitely see the difference in colors between the newly painted Revolution and the Tattoo that really needs to be painted. So as we walk around more to the rest of the construction area, you'll see, it looks like a typical construction site. You've got your trash cans and all kinds of stuff around there. As we start walking around, again, you'll see all the trees that have been trimmed out. A lot of trees have been trimmed, so we haven't really been able to see this much of the ride in quite a few years. It's been probably since, probably mid 80s really, since the trees really grew in, that we've really been able to see this much of Revolution. And of course the new white paint certainly helps a lot. But you can see under the track there, the final brake run, they've really cleared it out, and it looks really great all around. So as we start moving up to the queue, you'll see that the entrance is in the same spot as it was previously to the ride closing late last year, excuse me. So as we walk up towards the entrance, you'll see that it still says the Revolution. A lot of trees have been trimmed here. You'll see that they're cutting out some queue area, some of the hill there. To the left has been cut out, and then some new walls, some new retainer walls over here as well, as we approach the queue to the right, the main queue. So as we walk up the hill, you're still going to enter in the same way. The exit there'll still be an exit towards the right that will come down here towards the front of the park, which is great. So you'll be able to exit left towards Tattoo or right back towards the front of the park. And again, you'll see down here at the right a lot of landscaping going on and things like that, which is really nice to see. They've done some really big tree trimming, which is also great. So then as we approach the building, you'll see the old tan and the new kind of gray, like maybe dark white. They're basically going with an Americana theme. So it's not going to be the Baja Ridge theme that they've had for the last couple, probably 20 years or so, maybe even more. So it's going to basically be, Great American Revolution again. It's not going to be the name, but it'll be Americana. So the entire front entrance to the park is going to be done in Americana, and we'll get into that a little bit more down the road a little bit when we get up a little higher through the queue. So you're going to walk up the regular queue here, walk up the hill the same way. There were some trees removed. As we walk back down again later in the video, you'll see some big holes to the right of where we're walking right now, where they will be planting some new trees, which is always great to see as well. So not only did they remove some trees, they are planting a lot of new trees. So again, as we continue to walk up the queue, we'll take a look back towards the station. and then back around to the queue. They are not going to be using Chupacabra, that part of the queue, as far as we can tell. Not sure if that mace is coming back this year, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As we approach the queue, I see that there is now 3 lines. That new area they're building next to X2's entrance, that is the ADA queue. So it's totally separated from the main queue now, which again is nice. Now you'll see that there are three lines, so walking towards the queue where we are right now, the far right is going to be the flash pass, the middle is going to be the main queue, and then the line that we're walking down now is going to be the ADA queue. So as we approach the station, you'll see that there's a lot of media here. There's a lot of media in the tour today. But you've seen they open up the station a little bit. There's this little room over here to the right that was basically nothing before. I don't know if it was a storage room or whatever, but it looks like it's going to be some electric paneling is back there. They're using it for construction, things like that. There's some windows there now, so I don't know exactly what they're going to be using that for. But if you look at the station, you'll see that there's not much change as far as the layout of the station. They are doing you can see they're doing some rock work. They're pulling some stuff apart, which is again great and probably necessary for as old as the queue building is. They also had a little bridge set up across the track there, so you can see we can look straight down the track. There is towards the final brake run of the track, and then obviously behind us is the lift hill and the start of the ride. So again, if we pan back around to the rest of the station, you'll see that the queue setup is pretty much the same. The station, the trains are going to be pretty much the same size. There's not going to be any change in size of the queue, the trains or anything. So no need to change all that. Air gates, some of them were removed. I don't know how many, if they're replacing all of them, but again, not really something that really needs to be done as far as getting the ride up and running. It's going to be pretty much the same trains, just obviously brand new, that they're doing in-house. So again, there's a look towards the front. You can see that the right panel is completely gone. There will be storage bins in the exit. There will be 2 trains, so there will be 2 storage bins set up for those 2 trains to be operated. So as we move around to the other side, you can see the bottom of the second drop over here. Again, it's all freshly painted. Even the stairs are painted. It looks absolutely spectacular in person. The blue and the white really pops, and with the red and white and blue trains, mostly red, it's going to look really great. And again, that America theme is going to look really awesome. The trains are going to look beautiful going along the tracks there. They are going to be doing some chase lights in the loop, which is again great to see. So they're testing different kinds of lights in the loop right now, as far as to decide which ones are the best ones to use, which again is great. They're putting a lot of care into this. New lighting, you'll notice that the old chandeliers are gone. The other side of the queue, we'll take a look down towards the rest of the plaza area, where they are completely going to be redoing the entire area. So as we move towards the other side of the queue, you can see the old water feature area. They will not be bringing the water feature. It's just going to all be landscaped, which again, given the current climate and drought and everything, is probably the safe bet to get all that done, not have water and everything that needs to be done. But it should look really nice. I mean, this is pretty much what it looked like when the ride closed, other than all of the metal parts and stuff that they've been removing. So it'll be nice to have it all nice and landscaped in that area. So as we move back down the queue, you'll see again the ADA queue over to our right, and as we move down to the left, you'll see the 3 big holes that we mentioned earlier. Those will be 3 new trees that they will be planting soon. So again, it might not provide any shade right away, but it will eventually provide some nice shade in this area of the queue. But once spring hits, all the trees will start growing in, and there will be some shade in this part of the queue. So that'll be nice to have that. It's going to look really nice once it's all done. Obviously, all these holes will be filled up and things like that. So as we circle back around to the rest of the queue, again, you can see the station over here, and again, there's those three, big holes. So it looks like they're going to be three, pretty nice sized trees there. And they'll obviously probably match. It'll probably be the same kind of tree and things like that. So that'll be really nice. But they are totally redoing all of the concrete, all of the walls. You can see that they've got some settings for the wall. So there'll be a wall on both sides. People crawling all over the ground there, which people will do. So it looks like they're really setting up to have a very nice queue area in here. With the Americana theme, I wouldn't be surprised if there was the new lamp fixtures, if there were some like flags and stuff on them, which again will be really nice to see. So as we move back down towards the entrance, you'll see again an overview of the construction area that we just walked through earlier, and you can see all the work that they're doing. So it's going to be really interesting as we move forward, the additional changes that come to this area of the park, to see what they do. There is going to be another construction tour. I'm not sure if they want us to say the date yet, so I won't say the date at this time, but there will be one in the very near future. So look forward to that. And also, if you guys haven't done it so far, go ahead and register for our event on June the 5th. We are going to have ERT on this ride, and we will have tours and all kinds of stuff. So check the link, parkjourney.com. It's right on the front page, or you can go to coasterguy.com and it's on his front page as well. You can see all that info there. So until the next time, this is Greg from parkjourney.com signing off. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much to Park Journey for their incredible update on the Revolution. We would also like to add that the outer rails of the Revolution's loop are being repainted blue as well. In other news, Silverwood Theme Park in Athol, Idaho is updating and smoothing out the Corkscrew. You can see here that they are at work on the ride. The Corkscrew was designed by Ron Toomer and built by Aerodynamics in 1975 as the Corkscrew at Knott's Berry Farm. It was the world's first modern inverting coaster and the first coaster to go upside down twice. The Corkscrew closed in 1989, but thankfully it was bought by Silverwood Theme Park and reopened in 1990. It became an ace coaster landmark in 2011. Finally, we have an update on Conneaut Lake Park. The deadline for the park and its opposing creditors' plans has been extended to March 31st as a result of the ongoing mediation sessions. The park's water park is expected to reopen this summer. The water park's two 50-horsepower water pumps have been repaired. The water park hasn't operated since 2006. The park is expected to file a motion with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court next week to sell 2 lots of the lakefront property they plan to sell. The boat docks at the park will have to be relocated as a result. That's the news we have for you for today. Have a wonderful day, enthusiasts.